Good morning, children. Welcome to class 12th biology. Children, in previous video, we were discussing about chapter 2, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, in that we have discussed the first part of the chapter, that is stamen. Okay, stamen, that is a male reproductive part of flower. Okay, stamen consists of filament and anther. Okay, as we discussed in previous video, anther have microspores that develop in the two lobes of the anther. Okay, then from microspores the pollen grains develops and the pollen grains bear the male gametes. Okay, so we know very well in sexual reproduction male and female gametes are required. The formation of male gametes we have discussed in previous video, like from stamen the male gametes released by use of pollen grain. Now children, in this video we will cover the female reproductive part of flower, that is gynoecium or pistil. Okay, so when male and female gametes fuse together they form zygote and the fertilization process will occur. So in this video children will discuss about the female reproductive part of flower. Okay, see here the pistil, megasporangium, that is ovule and embryo sac. Okay, one by one we'll discuss these three content. Pistil, that is a female reproductive part of flower. Okay, it is also known as gynoecium. Okay children, so we can say that gynoecium represent the female reproductive part of flower. Okay, if gynoecium may consist of a single pistil, it is known as monocarpellary. Okay, and if the gynoecium may have more than one pistil, it is known as multicarpellary. Okay, the very important term monocarpellary and multicarpellary. If the gynoecium they have a single pistil, it is known as monocarpellary. If the gynoecium they have more than one pistil, it is known as multicarpellary. Okay children, now if the pistil may fuse together, this is known as syncarpus. Okay, the gynoecium that contain the pistil, more than one pistil, if these pistil may be fused together, it is known as syncarpus. Okay, when these pistil in the gynoecium is free, means they will not fuse together. Okay, they will remain free. It is known as apocarpus. Okay children, so the four terms I told about this, that is first monocarpellary, second multicarpellary, third syncarpus, and fourth, that is apocarpus. Okay, these four terms are very important regarding your exam. These may come in 1 marks. Okay, so take care about this. Now pistil, children, we know very well pistil has three parts. First stigma, second style, third ovary. Okay, I repeat once again, they have the first part of pistil, that is stigma. Okay, stigma receive the pollen grain. Okay, stigma receive the pollen grain. It is also known as the landing platform. Means the pollen grain from anther are land on stigma of the pistil or gynoecium. Okay, style is a long cylinder part. Okay, and ovary, that is a basal swollen part that contain ovules and eggs. Okay, means we can say that inside the ovary ovule is there. Okay, ovule develops. Okay children, clear about this? Pistil have three parts. Number one, stigma, that is landing platform, style, that is long cylinder part, and ovary, that is basal swollen part that bear the ovule. Okay, that is known as megasporangium. Okay children, clear about this? Three parts you can see in picture here now. See here children, the first part of the pistil is stigma. Okay, means pollen grain land on the stigma. Okay, now second part, this, that is style, and this swollen part, basal swollen part, that is known as ovary. Okay, and inside ovary the ovule is found. Okay, inside ovary ovule is present. Okay children, clear about this? In the second diagram you can see here, it is a gynoecium. They have more than one pistil. In this diagram you can see here the pistils are fused together. Okay, that is why it is known as syncarpus. Okay, and in another diagram these pistils are not fused. Okay, they remain free, so this is known as apocarpus. Okay children, clear about this? Now next children, I told this, that is ovary contain the ovule, or we can say that inside the ovary ovule is found. Okay, ovule have these parts that can you see on your screen. The first, that is funicle, second hilum, third integuments, outer integuments, inner integuments. They have two end or pole. First, that is micropyle pole, and second, that is chalaja pole. Okay, chalaja pole, and last one, that is nucellus. Okay, these parts, these structure that are found in ovule. Okay, I'm showing a picture of ovule in front of you. That is a typical embryo sac. Okay, typical embryo sac that contain ovule. See here. Okay, I show the two end in front of you in ovule. The first, that is chalajal end or pole. Second, that is micropylar pole. Okay, they have funicle, outer integument, inner integument, nucellus, and embryo sac. Okay, this ovule that are found inside the ovary. Okay, in this ovule the 8 nucleate 7 cell stage will develop. Okay, how this process occur in ovule we'll discuss. Okay, see here class, how the formation of 8 nucleate 7 celled structure in ovule. Children, by the process of megasporogenesis, the formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cell is called megasporogenesis. We have seen in stamen microsporogenesis takes place, and in microsporogenesis the formation of microspores takes place there from microspore mother cell, and here the megaspores are developed from megaspore mother cell, and the event is known as megasporogenesis. Okay, clear about this? In ovule this is happening or take place. Ovule generally differentiate a single megaspore mother cell in micropylar region of the nucellus. Means in ovule a single megaspore mother cell is differentiate. Okay, ovule generally differentiate a single megaspore mother cell in the micropylar region of the nucellus. Okay children, clear about this? Then after that a division takes place, that is meiosis. Okay, meiosis result in the production of 4 megaspores. Okay, that division that takes place in ovule, the name of division is meiosis. In this 4 megaspores are formed. Okay children, in majority of flowering plants we have seen that one of the megaspore is functional while other 3 degenerate. Okay children, why this happen? Why only one megaspore become functional and other 3 degenerate? Because the other 3 megaspore will not get nourishment, that is why they degenerate and only one become functional. Okay, in one functional megaspores the mitotic division takes place and the 8 nucleate and 7 celled stage are formed. Okay, how the 8 nucleate 7 cell stage are formed, we'll see here. See on your screen, that is only the functional megaspore develops into the female gametophyte. Okay, means only one megaspore that will develops into the female gametophyte. Okay, that is embryo sac. Okay children, this method of embryo sac formation from single megaspore is termed as monosporic development. Okay, mono that is one. Okay, because one functional megaspore develop into the embryo sac, that is why it is known as the monosporic development. Okay children, clear about this? Okay children, you're getting what I'm saying to you? That is, in ovule the 4 megaspores are formed, and out of 4 only 1 megaspores become functional and other 3 megaspores will be degenerate. Okay, this one functional megaspore develops into female gametophyte, that is embryo sac. Okay, and this method of development of embryo sac from a single megaspore is known as monosporic development. Okay, because of one megaspore develop, that is why it is monosporic development. Okay, the term that is important regarding your exam, monosporic development. Okay, so learn very carefully. So children, now we'll discuss how the 8 nucleate 7 celled structure or stage occur in the embryo sac. Okay, occur in the embryo sac. Clear? See about this one functional megaspore. The nucleus of functional megaspore divides mitotically to form two nuclei which move to the opposite pole, that is one to the micropylar and another to the chalagel. Okay, and they form the two nucleate embryo sac. Okay, first of all, in embryo sac, the one functional megaspore divide mitotically. Okay, they divide mitotically and form two nucleate embryo sac stage. Okay, in which two nuclei are develops. Okay, then after that two more sequential mitotic division takes place in typical embryo sac, and it result in the formation of 4 nucleate and later the 8 nucleate stage of the embryo sac. Okay, means first division takes place when megaspore convert into the 2 nucleate stage, then two more sequential mitotic division takes place here, so 2 become into the 4 and 4 become into the 8. Okay, so the 3 mitotic division takes place in embryo sac, and by use of these 3 mitotic division, the single functional megaspore develops into the 8 nucleate stage. Okay, clear about this? Any problem? Children, it is also known as the 8 nucleate 7 celled. Okay, we'll discuss how we can say that about. Okay, out of 8, the 6 nuclei get surrounded by the cell wall and remaining 2 is called polar nuclei. Okay, means out of 8, 6 surrounded by the cell wall and the remaining 2 nuclei, that is known as the polar nuclei. Okay, clear? That are situated below the egg apparatus in the large central cell. Okay, children, I will show the position of these polar nuclei by use of diagram. Okay, just wait for that. Next, that is the 3 of 6 cell. Okay, the remaining 6 that have the cell wall. Okay, the 3 of 6 cell are placed at micropylar end and constitute egg apparatus. In egg apparatus, 2 synergids and 1 egg cell is there. Okay, means total number of the nuclei, that is 8, 6 surrounded by the cell wall and remaining 2 is known as the polar nuclei. Okay, now the remaining 6, out of 6, 3 cells are placed in at the micropylar end. Okay, and they constitute the egg apparatus, that is 2 synergids and 1 egg cell. Okay, clear about this? Now 3 plus 2 we have discussed out of 8. Now remaining, see here, the synergids have special structure at micropylar end, and these are together to form filiform apparatus. Means we can say that from synergids the filiform apparatus are formed. Okay, function of filiform apparatus is it help in the leading the pollen tubes into the synergids. Okay, means they help the pollen grain to reach to the synergids. Okay, the three cell that are remaining, okay, like 5 we have discussed in the previous slide, now 3 are remaining. These 3 cells are located at chalazal end of the embryo sac, and it is called antipodal cells. Okay, now total 8 we have discussed: 2 polar nuclei, 3 egg apparatus, and 3 that is antipodal cells. Okay, total that is 8 nucleate structure that form from the functional megaspores. Okay, 3 mitotic division takes place there, and they form the 8 nucleate 7 celled structure. Okay, that we have seen here. Clear? Now children, I am showing a diagram of a typical embryo sac in front of you, in which you can easily identify the 8 nucleate structure there. Okay, first of all, these 2 polar nuclei, okay, they do not have cell wall. Okay, now remaining 3, that is 1 egg cell and 2 synergids. Okay, 1 egg cell and 2 synergids, okay, at the micropylar end, and 3 antipodal cells that are upper side. Okay, these 8 nucleate structure will develop in the typical embryo sac from mitotic division that occur in functional megaspores. Okay children, it is clear to you? Now children, the female gametes are formed. Okay, these 2 polar nuclei you can see here. One second, just wait. You can see male gamete we have discussed in the previous video, that is pollen grain. Okay, and the female gametes that help in sexual reproduction, that is 2 polar nuclei and 1 egg cell. Okay, means in flowering plants the pollen grain, listen to me very carefully, that is the conclusion of these 2 video. Okay, the pollen grain that we have discussed in previous video, that contain the 2 male gametes. Okay, the first male gamete fuse to the polar nuclei. Okay, the first male gamete fuse to the 2 polar nuclei, and they form primary endosperm nucleus. Okay, then second male gamete fuse to the egg cell. Okay, and they form the zygote. Okay children, pollen grain contain the 2 male gametes. Okay, one male gamete fuse to the 2 polar nuclei, and other male gamete fuse to the egg cell. That is why we are saying in flowering plants the 2 fusion takes place. So that's why we can say that it is double fertilization occur in flowering plant. Okay, one fusion, that is one male gamete to the 2 polar nuclei. Okay, and second fusion, that is one male gamete and one egg cell. So 2 fusion, that is double fertilization takes place in flowering plant. That will discuss in detail in the next video. Okay children, so here we have finished, that is the male reproductive structure and the female reproductive structure. Male reproductive part, stamen, bear the male gamete and female reproductive structure, that is pistil or gynoecium, bear the female gamete. Okay, these male and female gamete fuse together and form primary endosperm nucleus and zygote. Okay, about primary endosperm nucleus and zygote we will discuss in next video. Okay children, clear about this?